The KPMG eGaming Summit is here at the Villa Marina. It's a big event. Mark Robson's joining us, who's head of eGaming. It's for the Isle of Man. This is your first sort of time I've had to chat to you, and it's your first year in the position. You've come from the business, and now you're the one that's going to be looking after it. This is the poacher turned gamekeeper, is it?
That's the analogy lots of people have used, yes.
So you know what goes on inside. Is it now trickier to be the one that actually tells people what they can and can't do? And
no, it gives a great advantage, and actually it shows the foresight that the government used when taking me into the position, because they took somebody from within the industry to help the industry rather than promoting a civil servant into a position, into an environment where they may not be as familiar as the operational side of an e-gaming company.
Okay, now there's a lot of places wanting this business. I mean, just come back from Malta the other day, you know, there's a massive amount going over there, I noticed, and of course they're inside the EU, that's a bit they're playing. What gives us here the advantage still in this place where people can move very quickly, can't they?
Absolutely. Malta and a number of other jurisdictions do have a higher number of licensees with them, but the Isle of Man, we prefer to go for quality over quantity, and our regulatory framework, and we have player protection at the heart of everything we do here, and that has given us a reputation that is at the forefront of the industry, and it is one that other sectors and other regulators look up to. It's probably been forged a lot from our background in the finance industry, so we obviously got a good regulatory framework there, so we've taken everything we've learned from there and built on it, and our reputation is unparalleled with the industry.
Yeah. By the very nature of regulation, is the one thing that people don't want too much of in this business, no doubt, because they want to make lots of money and they want to make it quickly. And it's a double-edged sword. Lots of people want the freedom to operate their business without much regulatory oversight. We can afford operators that benefit because of the strict, stringent checks we do up front. We have a very good relationship with all our licensees. If there are people here or want to come here that don't like the hands-on approach we take to the regulatory framework, are they the kind of operators we want operating from this jurisdiction? Okay. Are they beating a path to your door at the minute, or is it plateaued, the e-gaming sector?
The e-gaming sector, I don't think, will ever plateau. The traditional side of e-gaming, with casinos, poker and bingo, sportsbook, perhaps, yes, that's plateaued. With regards to emerging sectors like esports and fantasy sports, no, that's just... We started licensing those type of operators last year. The rest of the world's now catching up. In the US, they're saying that daily fantasy sports is now a gambling product. We already knew that 12 months ago, and we were licensing people 12 months ago. But because we foresaw what was happening in, let's say 12 months ago, everybody's now catching up, but we've already forged ahead and we've built our reputation on that. So esports and daily fantasy sports is an emerging sector in the public profile now, because we started doing the groundwork 12 months ago. We're already marching ahead with those.
Are the companies out there still wanting to come here then, or transfer from Gibraltar, Malta and those sort of places?
Absolutely. As I say, the world is changing in e-gaming. There's lots of countries now going for their own regulatory controls within their own country borders. So the structure of companies now changes, where they have to get jurisdictional licenses in almost every country they operate in, realistically. So the Isle of Man, with its reputation in player protection, is a good place for companies now to put their global hub. So
are you having regular meetings with launch scale, saying we need to do this, need to do that, keep that one step ahead almost? Is it?
It's not just myself. The government has a great private-public sector relationship with all the key players in the industry. We have a meeting later on this week of a board called EGSAB, the eGaming Strategic Advisory Board, and that's a government and private sector partnership group. We all sit down every other month. We decide what's best for the industry, what we need to do, where we need to be going. So it's not just myself and Lawrence Skelly, it's key players within the industry getting together.
And has it been interesting changing jobs, from being the person going to the regulator to being the regulator?
Well,
not you personally, but
I'm not the regulator.
No, okay.
I work very closely with the regulator, but absolutely it has. It's given me a great insight into the side that perhaps is not necessarily the fun side of gaming, but it's a critical element of gaming, because we want this, 10, 15 years ago, gambling was kind of a dirty secret for people. It's now a lot more socially acceptable for people to participate. You see adverts on TV all the time. We just want to make sure that we are a reputable industry, and we continue the Isle of Man's position at the forefront of that.
I guess you're clocking up some air miles, because no doubt this involves seeing what everybody else is up to all the time, isn't it?
Well, thankfully, with my experience in the industry, I've already got a great insight into what everybody else is doing anyway, so it's not necessarily a learning curve for me now, but it is visiting people I've been dealing with for the last decade with my new hat on.